What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Debates with Nav. I'm your host, Pranav Sriraman. As you know, always make sure to check me out on Instagram at Sports World Debates and tweet me at SWDTweets1 if you want to know my thoughts on the latest subjects regarding the sports world. But today, let's get right into it. We're going to be talking about a little baseball. We're going to be talking about Bryce Harper, Blake Snell, the contract issues, whether or not Bryce Harper is living up to his contract, and a lot more. So let's start off with Blake Snell. A couple of days ago, Blake Snell tweeted something along the lines of he's not happy about the MLB's proposed plan if the season goes on. The MLB has proposed a plan where they will cut players' salaries by almost half. And for someone like Blake Snell, he's been performing at a high level for many years of his young career. For his years of his young career, he's been performing at a high level. Hell, he won a Cy Young Award in 2018, but he's not been paid the way some other guys have who are worse than him. Blake Snell that season made $500,000 producing as the best pitcher in the American League. Well, fast forward to this year, he recently signed an extension which allows him to make $50 million over 5 years, and he would be making $7 million if the season had gone as planned. And in the MLB, if you guys didn't know, the contracts rise in salary per year every year you play. So he would be making like $13 million the next year or something like that, because as you perform, the money will be added to your contract, and there's always restructuring going around to add even more guaranteed dollars. Now, let's say Blake Snell this season goes as planned. Blake Snell would be making $3.54 million, which is half than what he'd actually been set to earn. And for someone like Blake Snell, I understand it. In a situation, he's been performing at a high level for like many years. He's won a Cy Young, and this is his first year of getting like a payday, becoming a millionaire, and all of a sudden he's compromised of half of what he's going to get. I completely understand why he's upset and why he's saying, oh, I won't play if I get my full money. Because, let's be honest, baseball, as much as you want to ring or as much as you want to win a World Series, it's a lot harder to win a World Series than it is, or a Super Bowl than it is in the NFL or the ML, in the NFL or the NBA. Because in the NBA, one player can make a drastic change on a team. In the NFL, one player can make a drastic change on a team. As you could see, LeBron James or Patrick Mahomes. There's always discussion as who's the most valuable player in all of sports. And Mike Trout is the MLB's best player. But you don't see him making the same amount of impact on his team as someone like a LeBron James or Patrick Mahomes. That's because baseball is more of a sport that is dictated by the structure of a team rather than just one player's skill set and abilities, because it takes a whole team to win a World Series, not just one player. Now, that being said, you have to go get your guaranteed dollars, because you can't take a pay cut saying, oh, well, if I win a ring this season, that makes up for it. No, you have to get your money, because that's what you're going off of. Your baseball career is basically going off how much money you make throughout your career, how much you're able to earn, because there's no salary cap and there's no luxury tax. So you could be like, how much do you want to earn? And the main objective during a contract is to get the money. You don't settle for anything less than what you're worth, and you don't compromise money in order to win a ring. So I completely get where he's coming from. Now, Bryce Harper, the Philadelphia Phillies outfielder, added to Blake Snell's comments the other day, saying that he completely agrees with Blake Snell and that he thinks all MLB players should get their guaranteed dollars and be paid the same as they would during a full season. The reason why I think it's incorrect for Harper to say this, unlike Snell, is Harper signed a 13-year, $325 million deal with the Philadelphia Phillies in free agency. That's the second largest deal in MLB history, behind Mike Trout's contract extension, which is worth almost $430 million with the Los Angeles Angels, deservingly so. But can we say the same about Bryce Harper if he's deserving of that money? Bryce Harper is a top 10 outfielder. Yes, we get that. But for the money he's getting, he should be a top 2 player in the sport, which unfortunately he's not. He's been performing very average over the past couple of years. He's been hitting .249 his last season with the Nationals. He's been hitting .260 with his season with the Phillies. And his OPS was even lower than his last season with the Nationals. He hit .882. He's also missed a good portion of games. So when you pay that much for a player who's getting guaranteed money, it's not just, oh, he's going to miss out. No, he's getting guaranteed dollars regardless of this. And he has a no trade. Bryce Harper has the most control out of any player in the MLB other than Mike Trout. He has a no trade clause. He's getting guaranteed dollars. He's locked in one place and can dictate whether he wants to leave or not. He can dictate what they do with their team. And yet he is complaining that he's not going to get, he's going to miss out in about, $6 million out of his $325. I think that's incorrect based on what we're currently facing in the world right now with the pandemic and everything. It's fair for someone like Blake Snell to say that because he's making a lot less than Bryce Harper and he's earning a lot. He's earned a lot less throughout his career. Bryce Harper has made millions through endorsements, through his current contract, through everything. So that is why I think it's incorrect for Bryce Harper to say that he deserves the same amount of money and that every player deserves that when that's clearly not the case. Some players have more worth than others, and Bryce Harper is one of those players. And another topic I wanted to touch on, which I've already kind of started off with, is did Bryce Harper really earn his contract? As we could see, in year one with the Philadelphia Phillies, he was okay. He was okay. He hit .260 as a batting average, which, as Bryce Harper, I can expect that because he's a home run hitter. He goes for that long, big swing. He doesn't go for contact. He goes for those big swings, those big, flashy home runs. But does he really deserve that? Because he's hitting .260. That's like out of every 10 at-bats, you only make contact like 3 times. And his home run total, which is 35, that's not comparable to some of the newer home run totals today. Because if you hit 35 home runs a couple of years ago, that would be the biggest deal in the world. Because in that sense, if you hit 35 home runs, that would be like one of the league's top numbers. But in this modern day age of baseball, guys are just striking out like crazy, going for that long ball. So that's not as impressive as it really seems. And his on-base percentage is only a .372. Which is one of the higher ones in the league, but it's still just, for someone who's being paid that much, you expect a lot better. Now, I'm not saying he's performing terribly, but to pay someone the second largest contract in MLB history, you'd think that's really the type of production you want out of your player. Not to mention, he's a very average fielder, too. Yes, he has a great arm, but in terms of tracking the ball, he's not really like one of those superstar outfielders. And in terms of the offensive side of the ball, yes, he has a lot of power. Yes, he could generate a lot of torque and momentum, but sometimes he goes overboard with that, and it leads to him being a very inconsistent batter at the plate. And that's all I wanted to touch on this episode, and I hope you liked it. If you guys want more baseball episodes, comment down below, and I'm out for now, y'all. Peace.